Delhi police. And today, after his official arrest, the LOP again said that a peaceful protest is not just the right of the principal opposition party. In fact, it is their legacy from the time of the freedom struggle. Rallying his Babbar Shades, Rahul Gandhi reiterated that the protesters had only raised their voice fearlessly against a compromised prime minister. But even as this investigation is going on, even as close to a dozen people, in fact more than half a dozen people have been arrested, what is interesting is the charges that the Delhi police has brought against these protesters, more specifically the Indian Youth Congress chief. The arrest memo for Uday Bhanu Chib calls the Youth Congress chief the main conspirator and mastermind of this incident of unlawful assembly. Their language, not mine. Significantly, it also says that anti-national slogans were raised at the AI summit and the accused tried to incite a riot-like situation where police officials were assaulted and obstructed. A riot-like situation. In addition to this, now this entire probe has been handed over to the interstate cell of the Delhi Police Crime Branch, making one ask, is this protest really that big? Is it really a conspiracy against India, or has the police now taken things, an arrest, a charge, a dhara, too far?
नकली राहुल गांधी की दुकान है, मोहब्बत की दुकान. इसमें केवल नंगाई और बेशर्मी का सामान. उदय भान कांग्रेस पार्टी का जो यूथ विंग है उसका अध्यक्ष, राहुल गांधी के इशारे पे एआई समिट के दौरान जब पूरे विश्व की नजर भारत पे है, भारत का डंका पूरे विश्व पटल पर है, तब अपनी टी शर्ट उतरवाना, नंगे हो जाना, जिससे कि भारत की छवि धूमिल हो.
हमारे जो यूथ कांग्रेस के बब्बर शेर हैं, हमारे यूथ कांग्रेस के लोग, हमारे कार्यकर्ता बब्बर शेर, आप किसी से नहीं डरोगे. आप किसी से नहीं डरोगे. आप में कांग्रेस पार्टी का खून है, देशभक्ति का खून है. आप हरी क्रांति लाए, आपने देश को अनाज दिया, भोजन दिया. वही काम नरेंद्र मोदी ने खत्म किया है.
जांच के दौरान कई व्यक्ति कार्यक्रम स्थल एवं आसपास के सीसीटीवी कैमरों में भी देखे गए. मामला दर्ज होने के बाद से अब तक कुल 8 अभियुक्तों को गिरफ्तार किया जा चुका है तथा अन्य चिन्हित अभियुक्तों एवं संदिग्धों की पूछताछ, तलाशी एवं छापेमारी की कार्रवाई जारी है. गिरफ्तार किए गए व्यक्तियों में इंडियन यूथ कांग्रेस के पदाधिकारी भी शामिल हैं. सभी गिरफ्तार व्यक्तियों को पुलिस रिमांड पर लेकर पूछताछ की गई. इस प्रक्रिया में इंडियन यूथ कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष उदय भानु छिब जी को भी गिरफ्तार किया गया है.
All right, so joining us now on the show, we have Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist and political analyst. We also have with us Raksha Ramaiah, former president of the Karnataka Youth Congress and a member of the AICC. In a while from now, we will be joined by the state general secretary of the Youth Congress in Tamil Nadu, advocate Aleem Al-Buhari as well. But let me start with you, Pradeep Bhandari. Writing? I mean, tasteless, sure. Maybe even, you know, a little bizarre, but writing?
Well, Padmaja, the essence of the entire case is the following. India is governed by the Vienna Convention, and the Vienna Convention clearly states that it is the moral obligation, it is in fact the responsibility of India to ensure that any head of state or foreign diplomat is protected, not just from any act of terror, but also from any act of public disorder. Now, please look at what has happened. There were following accused. Accused number 1, Krishna Hari, who belonged to Bihar. Accused number 2, Kundan Yadav, again from Bihar. Accused number 3, Ajay Kumar from Uttar Pradesh. Accused number 4, Narsim Yadav from Telangana. Accused number 5, Jitendra Yadav from MP, and the following. So they were belonging to different states. It is but natural that this was not a spontaneous act. It is but natural that there was a common handler involved. It is but natural that it is premeditated. thereby invoking section 61 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which says that it is just not about pre-planned, it is a pre-planned criminal conspiracy. Let's
Okay.
imagine a hypothetical situation, and I will end my argument in 10 seconds. When they entered the entire premise, which is completely criminal trespassing, and one of the foreign dignitaries was something they encountered, and in their right to protest, imagine this encircled the foreign dignitary. What would you have called it? Not just international shame, it would also have amounted to a threat to security of the foreign dignitary. So I
Okay.
believe that a precedent needs to be set, irrespective of political ideologies. International events cannot be criminally trespassed from any political
Okay,
outfit.
Raksha Ramaya, it could
As
have been
simple
an
as that.
international incident. What if they would have geared an international dignitary? And let me just read out a bit from the remand note also that the police has given. He is the main conspirator and mastermind of the incident of unlawful assembly on the 20th of February. Anti-national slogans were raised, tried to incite a riot-like situation, obstructed and assaulted the police officials on their duty. You have not cooperated, you have not disclosed the name of the co-accused persons who have fled from the spot, and not disclosed the source of printing T-shirts, which other accused conspirators have also used during the protests. Fact is that it is the court that has sent Uday Bhanu Chib to 4 days of custody, as well as the other protesters. I think you've muted yourself.
Thanks, Padmaja, for having me on NDTV. So it is an absolute abuse of the justice system. This gives anybody the right, for example, there's a protest, let's say, in Bangalore or in one sort of an international event by a BJP cadre or a BJP youth wing. Are you going to go ahead and arrest the BJP state president for it? So this is an absolute abuse of the system. The boys have been arrested, and for right reasons. They were arrested for the protest. So let justice take its due course. There's absolutely no arrest. There's no need to arrest our national president. And strange enough, they're looking for the printer who printed the T-shirt. That's literally what is on the complaint, and that is what is really strange. Let justice take its course. The boys have been arrested. Fair. There's no reason for our national president to be arrested. And if the same precedent should follow every state, then imagine there'll be nobody who wants to take the position of being a president. So I just hope the other states don't follow this.
System. And they have argued, by the way, this was argued in court today as well. Mr. Chib wasn't even present inside Bharat Mandapam, yet he has been picked up. 40 hours he was questioned, and then he was arrested. He wasn't even there. And he's been made out to be mastermind.
Well, Padmaja, absolutely yes, and it is that question for me or is
yes,
it for
Pradeep
the
Bhandari.
gentleman from the
Misuse says Raksha Ramaya.
Well, my dear friend from the Congress party was speaking about protest. Just at the outset, there is massive protest for government jobs that the youth of Karnataka are seeking from the Congress party in Dharwad. So you should focus on that. But let us leave it there. A simple answer I have, Padmaja.
Of course, that is a problem.
My dear friend, Padmaja, when you have individuals involved from various states, it is but natural that there will be a common conspirator and a common handler who would be guiding the various gentlemen who belong to different states, not from a single point. It is natural in criminal acts that you have a common handler who is not directly present at the event. And this is what you have even seen in various criminal acts. In fact, to the extent even in terror attacks, you see that the main terrorist or the main conspirator is not present at the crime scene or at the terror incident. But
see, here's the thing. When you bring in like a terror mastermind, aren't you throwing the baby out with the bathwater? You're saying, okay, the mastermind is almost like, Uday Bhanu Chib was like some, terror mastermind sitting in Pakistan and directing the protests.
Padmaja, okay.
They are arguing that, listen, we went there armed with our T-shirts. We had no lathi even. How are we going to endanger anybody's safety?
But obviously they will. Imagine a situation with their T-shirt, they would have gone half naked in front of a foreign dignitary. What would you do? Imagine a French premier walking through this aisle and these people would not have been stopped and they entered and in front of Macron they sat in with their half T-shirts and tomorrow completely naked. What will you do? Criminal trespassing into an international event is illegal. And this is Well, so are you admitting that what you did was illegal? So you are admitting that you should be punished. Then what are you defending here? And let me quote the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court in Amit Sayani versus Commissioner of Police 2020 judgment, and I quote the court: democracy and dissent go hand in hand, but demonstrations expressing dissent have to be in designated public places. Now, was that a designated public space? The answer is a big no.
Absolutely. No one is denying the fact.
The answer is a big yes.
So
if you will do a yes, so you are
the due course of justice.
Well,
and make sure
my dear friend, we have followed the due process of justice. This is why you've been sent to police remand for 4 days. Had it been one individual who would have trespassed, then your IYC president would not be involved. It was a group of people who were coming from different states, and this is natural that we want to check whether there was a message from the Indian Youth Congress. So you are admitting that the Indian Youth Congress president was involved. You yourself have admitted on Padmaja's show which the people of the country watched. No, you are admitting that the Indian youth president was involved, right? That is what you are saying. You are admitting and further proving my point.
The ABVP is a national organization. Youth Congress, the national organization.
The ABVP did not go and criminally trespass. My dear friend, the ABVP did not go and criminally trespass.
The point is the members being from different parts of the country, my friend.
Yes, so there has to be a common handler. So it is but natural and logical to ask and question the Indian Youth Congress. What are you fearing? You yourself are further proving the point that Indian Youth Congress
absolutely no fear. We are saying
so what
the
are
same thing will be followed across the country. The state presidents of every ruling party which do the protest will be arrested if that's the right precedent.
No, it's not the due process. Yes. You are doing criminal trespassing. Do not justify naked protest at an international event which was not purely political.
No one is saying that.
Rahul Gandhi's house. You are doing that. You do it at the road. Yeah. You do it outside Rahul Gandhi. You take a permission. Did you take permission? No, you did not take a permission.
Of course, we always take
legality.
Okay, let me bring in Harshvardhan Tripathi, and I want to underscore the importance of what Raksha Ramaiah has said. He said, listen, if somebody is going to protest from the Congress and then the national president of Youth Congress is going to be picked up, then it's a big problem, Harshvardhan ji. क्योंकि एक तरीके से भारतीय जनता युवा मोर्चा के जो अध्यक्ष है वो भी कर्नाटका से ही आते हैं जहां पे रक्षा रमैया रहते हैं. तो टुमारो तेजस्वी सूर्या, anyone anywhere, protests in Rajkot, protests in Kashmir, protests in Kanyakumari, Raksha Ramaiah is going to pick up Tejasvi Surya and put him in jail and call him the criminal mastermind. Harshvardhan ji.
So Tejasvi Surya did not tell the IYC people to pick it up.
Okay, let him answer. Harshvardhan ji.
पद्मजा जी, सबसे पहले तो ये कि थोड़ा सा जो मूल मुद्दा है उस पर फिर से बात कर लें. इतनी शर्मनाक हरकत के बाद भी धमकी देने की स्थिति बची हुई है कांग्रेस की. इस तरह का शर्मनाक प्रदर्शन करने के बाद धमकी देने की स्थिति अभी कांग्रेस की है. और कांग्रेस के लोग तो ये तो अक्सर धमकी देते रहते हैं कि इनको उठा लो, उनको ये कर दो, उनको कर दो. क्या ये पॉइंट है कांग्रेस के पास कि तेजस्वी सूर्या कर्नाटक में है और कर्नाटक में हमारी सरकार है तो युवा मोर्चा के लोग कहीं भी प्रदर्शन करेंगे तो उठा लेंगे? उदय भानु चिब ने हमारे जाबाज ये बाकायदा बयान दिया है. ये बाकायदा बयान दिया. वो जाबाज थे जो शर्ट उतारकर वहां प्रदर्शन करने गए थे, वो जाबाज थे. उनको भगत सिंह बताया गया. उनके कुकर्मों को गांधी जी की तस्वीर लगाकर उसके पीछे छिपाने की कोशिश की गई. ये सचमुच बहुत खराब था. होना यह चाहिए था कि माफी मांगी जाती, लेकिन राहुल गांधी के बब्बर शेर हैं. उदय भानु चिब के जाबाज थे, राहुल गांधी के बब्बर शेर हो गए. और निश्चित तौर पर अगर कोई कह रहा है कि इस इवेंट में हमारे जाबाज गए थे इस तरह से, तो पूछताछ तो उसको होगी. और ऐसे लोगों को कानून के दायरे में सबक सिखाना चाहिए. अब उनके नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट को गिरफ्तारी होनी चाहिए नहीं होनी चाहिए, ये अदालत तय करेगी. ये उसके परव्यू में आता है. लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर जो कुछ हुआ वो शर्मसार करने वाला था देश को और कानून को.
नहीं, शर्मसार करने वाला था. But again the question now is, until yesterday everyone was saying that what has happened is completely wrong. It should not have happened. Harshvardhan ji, main problem ये है promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion, race, place of birth, residence. Every member of unlawful assembly guilty of offence committed in prosecution of a common object. Are these really what can be leveled? Criminal conspiracy, voluntarily causing hurt or grievous hurt, assault or criminal force to deter public servant, assaulting or obstructing public servant, और राइटिंग का चार्ज लगाना. इस पे अब लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि अब आप अति कर रहे हैं. You are almost making the process into a punishment.
मैं बिल्कुल ये आपसे सहमत हूं. और जो ये धाराएं लगी हुई हैं, ये तो पुलिस को, एजेंसी को और कोर्ट के सामने करना है। लेकिन जिस तरह का घटनाक्रम हुआ तो देश के लोग सभी को ये लगता था कि कानून के दायरे में इनको सबक सिखाया जाना जरूरी है। ये तो तरीका नहीं हो सकता। और मैं फिर कह रहा हूं, जिस तरह से सत्ता पक्ष और विपक्ष के बीच में स्थितियां चल रही, ये लोकतंत्र के लिए अच्छा नहीं, ये डेमोक्रेसी के लिए अच्छा नहीं। आप सरकार से लड़ते लड़ते देश से लड़ने जा रहे हैं, और सरकार जहां तक लड़ते पहुंच रही है वो भी कोई बहुत अच्छी स्थिति नहीं है। लेकिन फिर मैं कह रहा हूं, वो जो कुछ किया, उसके बाद गांधी जी का चित्र लगाया, उसके बाद भगत सिंह, जाबाज और बब्बर शेर, ये साफ साफ दिखता है कि जानबूझकर ऐसा एक एटमॉस्फेयर क्रिएट करने की कोशिश है। जो धाराएं लगी हैं उसको एजेंसिव करना है, और मैं उसको ठीक नहीं मानता। वो धाराएं जो लगी हैं वो कहीं से भी जस्टिफाइड नहीं दिखती।
Is this excessive, Advocate Alim Al-Buhari? The fact is, it will be proven in a court of law. If this is excessive, they will throw it out. And the fact also remains that when the earlier 4 Youth Congress workers were sent to 4 days of police custody, here is what the Patiala House Court said. It said that such conduct palpably transcends the ambit of legitimate dissent, metamorphosing into a blatant assault on public order which imperils not merely the event's sanctity, but also the Republic's diplomatic image before foreign stakeholders, rendering it wholly unprotected by constitutional safeguards. The words of the court, not mine. So the court has held, in the case of the earlier 4th Youth Congress workers, that this was way beyond the ambit of legitimate dissent, and it is wholly unprotected by constitutional safeguards.
Good evening, everybody. And before that, let me make some point very clear. When BJP does something, it becomes democratic. When Congress does something, it becomes undemocratic. When Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj used to say, when Parliament is used to ignore issues, obstructing Parliament is not undemocratic. But when the same is done by Congress, it becomes undemocratic, as you could have seen in the last Parliament session when Narendra Modi was absent in the Parliament. And the same applies in the Commonwealth Games when the motive of corruption, when they were protesting, when the BJP was protesting against corruption, it became a huge national issue. When they were asked, the BJP office bearers, they replied, we are not against the games, but we are ourselves, we are here to highlight the corruption that is being involved in the Commonwealth Games. So let me ask you a very clear question, very simple question here. Was protesting against Commonwealth Games, doesn't it go against the nation's interest? Is it not anti-national? But when BJP did that, they were able to differentiate it between highlighting the corruption, highlighting the interest of nation, but we were not against the nation, but we were simply highlighting the corruption that was involved. The same applies to Congress as well.
But did they barge inside the Commonwealth Games venue? Did they enter the Commonwealth Games village? Did they go shirtless in front of the Commonwealth Games athletes?
Yes, that's quite understandable. It's very clear. But I am trying to highlight here the explanation that was given by the BJP. We are not against the games, they said. So we are not against the AI summit. But we are against the allegations, that we are against the havoc that is happening inside the AI summit. But we are against the joblessness. We are against the unemployment. We are trying to highlight the point that is being here prevalent in the nation. So it is very clear. When BJP does something, it doesn't become any anti-national.
Okay.
As you can quote from the Tejasvi.
Okay, go on. Pradeep Bhandari, quickly respond to this.
Well, it is ironical and unfortunate and laughable that my friend has no facts on his, argumentation. It would be better that you come better prepared. Fact number 1, we did not go inside the Commonwealth Games venue where there was a competition going on and went half naked in front of the athletes. This is exactly what you did at the AI summit. Fact number 2, look at what the global media had said during 2010 Commonwealth Games. And I quote the Guardian, September 2010. The Commonwealth Games crisis had turned from an issue of embarrassment and mismanagement. Point number 2. Point number 3, we did not do any criminal trespassing violating the section 651 of the BNS Act. Point number 4, we did not violate the Vienna Convention. Point number 5, we did not hatch any premeditated conspiracy. Point number 6, you are going ahead and justifying it. Padmaja, you have Randeep Surjewala who is saying that he will do it again tomorrow. So imagine a situation when the Congress party and the senior leaders of the Congress party are saying
Mr.
that they
Al-Buhari.
will again barge into an international event. They will again do this criminal trespassing. So what do you want us to do? Do you not want us to follow the rule of due process of law and
Mr.
set a
Al-Buhari.
precedent that
let me ask you very simple question. Brother, let me ask you very simple question. Was it not an unlawful assembly? Was it not an unlawful assembly or what? You were protesting.
It was not in.
Why?
It was.
Did you get the permission? Did you get the permission? Kindly check your facts, my brother.
It was, my dear friend. It was an unlawful assembly. Did you take permission in AI Summit? Did you take permission in AI Summit?
It was an unlawful assembly.
Like a kid. No, it was not. We did not protest at the Commonwealth Games. Stop lying like Rahul Gandhi. Stop lying like Rahul Gandhi.
You were making your point.
This is your double digit. Prove it. I challenge you. Challenge you. You as the government.
I dare you to prove. Was it not unfair assembly? You did an unfair assembly. But Congress was democratic enough to accept your protest. Congress was democratic enough to accept your protest.
People are in jail and in police custody because the court found that you did unlawful activity. The act that you
was
did
an unlawful
was
assembly.
India.
You did an unlawful assembly. When the national movement was going, it was very clear. If you have no point, when you were making your argument, you were making your counter. I kept myself quiet. I kept myself quiet when you are afraid of your
workers. Why did you not go for an
You are allowed to shout.
Why
You know,
when you were countering my point, I kept myself quiet. I kept myself quiet when you were countering my point.
You know, Advocate Al-Buhari, nobody is stopping you from carrying out an assembly of people. You know, now such are things in our country, nobody is even stopping you from taking off your t-shirt. I would actually draw your attention. I would like to draw your attention to something that happened today as a matter of fact, and this is your own Indian Youth Congress and NSUI, which has posted about it. Let me show you some very interesting pictures. Now apparently being shirtless is the new normal in our country, so that doesn't put you in jail. Here is what happened today in Rajkot. There were members of the Indian National Congress who were shirtless. They carried out this protest. Here it is. You have somebody from the Congress saying Gujarat NSUI President Narendra Solanki led a shirtless protest against the rising drug menace across Gujarat. Here they are. In their full glory, all of them holding up Nashe ka network todenge, Gujarat ka bhavishya jodenge. So please go right ahead. But don't barge into an AI summit. Please take off your t-shirt. Apparently there was a shirtless protest somewhere in Uttarakhand also by the NSUI or the Youth Congress. So the idea is, please go shirtless, but choose your venue more wisely. Otherwise, Pradeep Bhandari's party and government is going to put you in jail. Advocate Alim Al-Buhari. It's okay. You can take off your t-shirt. You can do an assembly.
Put us in jail. We are not afraid of any jail. Let me make it very clear. But let me also make my point very clear.
I challenge you, my friend. If you believe that it is correct, when are Mr. Vadra and Mrs. Vadra's sons and daughters protesting?
Very clearly, we are not afraid of any jail. See, we are not. See, we are from Gandhi.
Why do you not send the children? Why are you not senior leaders doing the half-naked protest?
Gandhi, we had already.
Yes, that's why you used to write letters to Edwina Mountbatten at 2 a.m. You come from Nehru's legacy. This is why you sold Jammu and Kashmir. That is why you sold India's national interest to Pakistan. Yes, you used to. You used to write love letters to Edwina at 2 a.m. You used to write love letters to Edwina at 2 a.m.
Commonwealth Games were happening. BJP did what BJP did was unlawful assembly.
In Commonwealth
democratic enough to accept it.
We are democratic enough to accept it. And went half naked in front of that seat. You guys have become shameless anti-India.
You guys have become shameless anti-India. People are coward and spineless, unable to counter protest. You are afraid of Uday Bank.
We are not afraid of you. We want you more to be there. More you
not afraid of any percent. We come from Jawaharlal Nehru and value
of you. No.
We aren't afraid of you.
Here's the thing. You know, till the time Pradeep Bhandari, you were only talking about how this is a blow to the image of the country, how it was terrible optics. You even had allies of the Congress speaking up against it. You had people within the Congress speaking up against it. But now when it seems that, you have thrown the entire machine, the entire legal system after the Congress, it only underscores their charge that this is real Tanashahi. You keep saying that the Congress brought in 66A, they were about censorship, they were about shutting down people, and now the same charge will be leveled against you. These guys went there with only a t-shirt and eventually they even lost their shirt. And today you are saying, boss, we will put you in jail. We will throw all of you in jail. We will shut it down.
So what should we do? So Padmaja, they have Abhishek Manu Singhvi, they have Kapil Sibal. Why did they not field them for an anticipatory bail if they believe that we are wrong? Why is Randeep Surjewala saying that he will do it again? What do you want us to do when somebody barges inside inside an event which is not about the Bharatiya Janata Party but about India? I want to ask you, what do you want us to do? Do not want us to act legally? Has the court found any of our charges to be illegal? Has the court said that we are acting in a vindictive manner? You and yourself read out what the court has said. The court itself has said for 4 days of police custody. So please note, you wanted us to act legally. We are acting legally. The court has sent them to police custody.
Okay, answer that, Raksharamaya. What would you have done? What would you have done? And by the way, let me also remind you that for everybody who's talking about Tanashahi today, do you remember that Navneet Rana, who was a BJP leader, she and her husband simply sat outside Uddhav Thackeray's house and she said, I am going to chant the Hanuman Chalisa. She was picked up by the police, and I want to read out some of the charges that were leveled against her. For chanting Jai Shri Ram in chanting the Hanuman Chalisa in April 2022, Navneet Rana and her husband Ravi Rana were actually booked under section 124A of the IPC, which is sedition. This is the MVA, the Maha Vikas Aghadi government, of which your party was a part, Raksharamaya. In 2022, this is exactly what you did.
Padmaja, thanks for finally. So I'll get to your point now, but to Mr. Pradeep's and our senior Mr. Harsh's statements earlier are a little bit of his Hindi obviously went over my head, but I get the gist of it. The embarrassment that our Chinese products that has caused India a global embarrassment is way beyond this silly little protest that has really happened there. You know, the number of international media outlets that have carried, obviously the Indian ones will not carry that, is way above what was really a part of the AI summit. It was just stolen from China. That's literally what all the international journalists said. No one has even spoken about this protest, but I'm glad. I'll get to your point on the other protesters in Maharashtra, but please don't forget the protest that happened in Delhi. In Delhi, for people protesting against pollution, a couple of months ago, forget 2022, a couple of months ago were arrested for protesting against pollution. So let's not get there. Let's not get to the point where all these issues are...
So basically you're saying whichever party is in government, it is going to use the harshest sections of law to shut people down. You do it when you're in government, the BJP is also doing the same. So you're saying you will do it in Maharashtra and you will do it in Karnataka, you will do it in Himachal Pradesh, you will do it in Telangana.
I'm saying you're setting precedent to it, Padmaja. I'm saying it's just that. So it shouldn't...
Well, that's a terrible precedent to set, because then nobody can claim to be victim.
Absolutely. So this is definitely a wrong way to start. And to get to the place where we are now letting the justice system take its course is what the country needs. If the politicians get involved more and more, this is what is going to happen. Ruckus on the streets and ruckus across. Because obviously Parliament is... There's no protest. There's no opportunity for a protest for the opposition party. So where do we go? And Mr. Pradeep has mentioned that our senior... Of course, we've... please check our history.
You protest at Makardwar every single day during the Parliament session.
Absolutely.
And nobody booked you for that.
Yeah, we do that. We do it at Jantar Mantar. We will continue doing these protests officially. That is our major. But if people don't hear us out, a few of our cadre colleagues who come across are frustrated. They will do this. There are protests, but let law take its course. The boys have broken the law. You give them justice.
Okay, Pradeep Bhandari,
you give them what they deserve.
Pradeep Bhandari.
My dear friend from the Congress has forgotten that when those gentlemen went at the India Gate, they had posters of Naxal terrorist Hidma. They said Nidma Amar Rahe. That is why they were arrested. Hidma and Rahul Gandhi on his official YouTube channel.
Days ago.
Sir, yes, the same. Rahul Gandhi on his YouTube channel said that Hidma terrorist video is what he was eulogizing and backing. Point number one. Point number two, and a very, very simple and a factual point. This country is not the personal private property of any political party. So you have designated places of protest, correct? So did you take permission for Jantar Mantar and you were denied protest of Jantar Mantar? You did not not take permission for Jantar Mantar, which was 10 minutes away. You purposely wanted to do criminal trespassing. You send your, workers who were not leaders, who were not sons of big political leaders belonging to the Congress party. Neither they were sons of Mr. Chidambaram, nor Mr. Vadra, nor belonging to family of Rahul Gandhi.
That is
you sent your workers and you threw
it's
them
like
in the
expecting
bus.
Mr. Jaisha to play for the Indian team. I don't understand. Can you expect
Mr.
Jaisha to play for the Indian
Mr.
team?
No. So are you saying
there's
that
no
you will
point
keep
getting
sending
there
your
about the leaders.
peggy workers? You will keep
Of
sending
course.
your peggy workers in order to throw them in the jail. Again, you prove my point.
It's their right
This
to
was all
protest.
pre-planned.
It's their right to protest, and they will
Pre-planned.
continue to protest.
This is so
the
shameful.
AI
The
summit was not
Congress
a Jantar
senior
Mantar.
leaders, in order to satisfy the ego of Rahul Gandhi, have treated their workers as slaves, and they knew they would be jailed. And this is all part of the premeditated conspiracy. Only person for these to blame for these
Sir,
guys
the
in jail is Rahul Gandhi.
premeditated conspiracy is now what has happened in America. You're talking of Italy and Edwina and letters like that. You have sold the country to the US right now. So
Sir, you
what
have
are you
the people
talking
who were
about,
sold. It was Mr.
Edwina?
Nehru. It was Mr. Nehru who considered this country as a country of snake charmers. Do not worry, it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government.
And that's why he set up the IITs.
After 2611,
That's why he sets up the
where were you
IIMs.
asking for dossier?
That's why the aims were set up.
Mr. Nehru.
That's why the aims
Mr.
were
Nehru
set
did
up.
not set up the IITs. Get out
The
of
Congress
this family
party did.
legacy, sir.
That Congress
IIT was
party
sent
did,
before
sir.
independence.
So forget it.
In Congress party
No, the
days,
Congress
India
party
became
obviously
poorer.
did.
Yes, you made this country poor. As the country started to become richer, you started to be in the opposition.
Let's go back to 10 years.
1980s, you
Let's
were
go back to
400
10
plus.
years.
Now you have reduced to less than 100 seats.
Okay, let's come back to the present, please. Let's come back to the present. We've spoken enough about history, about Nehru, Edwina, as it is in the first half of the budget session that has gone by. But if we again come back to the present, Advocate Alim Al-Buhari, I can quote you multiple instances. Here's the thing. If we are sitting here and saying that now we are going to have a protracted battle between the BJP and the Congress, depending on who is in government where, fine. But can you really support the whole idea and the argument that there is a witch hunt being carried out against you when you do exactly the same? I gave one example of what had happened in Maharashtra. Let me quote to you another example, and this will hit closer to home because this is not even an alliance government and it is fairly recent. Here is what happened in Telangana just last year. 2 journalists were sent to jail. Why? Simply because they made a video critical of the Chief Minister of Telangana, Revant Reddy. You know what the police said at that time? The police, before they threw these 2 journalists in jail, said that the duo were involved in social media trolling and they were sent to 14 days of judicial custody. The Telangana police further said anyone who crosses all levels of decency is liable to face the law. Freedom of speech should be respected just as a person's reputation and privacy should be. It should conform to the standards of society. What were the sections that were leveled against these 2 people for social media trolling? Organized crime, criminal conspiracy, public mischief, and breach of peace. Now, sir, the shoe is on the other foot. What has the BJP government done? They have put sections of criminal conspiracy, public mischief, and breach of peace.
Did they call them? Did the Telangana police call them?
In Telangana. I'm sorry, they arrested them in Telangana. We know about the journalists who reported against UP and Bihar. They were murdered for exposing contractors in their nexus. So arrest is different. They're getting murdered in UP, Bihar for breaking, for their breaking
Are you saying that the arrest is justified for social media trolling? They were accused of breach of peace and criminal conspiracy, and the police said you crossed the line of decency, so we are going to bung you in jail for 14 days.
No. Did the Telangana government brand them anti-national? Did they brand them anti-national?
Yes, they booked them for organized crime, which is basically saying that you are like a mafia. Organized crime sections are imposed on the mafia, on hardened criminals.
Anti-national, raising anti-national slogans, branding someone anti-national and calling someone as main conspirator, mastermind. These are all something different from arresting people for their crimes. Let me make it very clear.
He's justifying journalists being arrested.
Example from why are you always interfering?
They have not changed the emergency
point.
Sir,
why are you afraid?
Being murdered.
Why are you afraid, my brother?
They get arrested, they're being murdered.
Because this country is not anybody's personal property. So you
Neither
cannot,
of
as
Sonia Gandhi.
Pradeep Bhandari said, you cannot go and just start protesting anywhere you want. So that's the same way BJP did. See, let me make it very clear as an advocate. Let me make it very, very clear. Getting booked under certain laws doesn't prevent you from, getting into jail, and it is not a crime. It is not the government's fault at all. Let me make it very clear. But the point is, branding someone anti-national and trying to divert the entire attention of the public from what is actually the kind of mockery of law and mockery of nation that is happening inside the AI summit. They are trying to divert the entire matter by arresting and branding our own roaring lion, Mr. Udaybanu Chib, as anti-national, and branding him anti-national, and also calling him main conspirator behind this issue. The point is very clear. See, people, when you go for protest, some may get permission and some may go unlawful assembly. Unlawful assembly happens every now and then in all BJP rule states and Congress rule states.
But they are saying don't do it at an international summit. That is having an adverse impact on the image of the country, and that is what the court has also concurred.
Padmaja,
it's a fact. The court has concurred with that.
That is why I wanted to quote you. I just wanted to quote from what actually BJP said when they protested, when they made an unlawful assembly, when they committed an unlawful assembly in the venue. I come to the point of Pradeep Bhandari in the entrance of Commonwealth, Commonwealth programs. It was an unlawful assembly.
Stop lying. There was no criminal
public. Your turn comes, you may reply.
You are a liar.
Only when you are afraid of my points, you can interfere.
You are a liar.
I didn't interfere.
Okay,
you are a liar to the core. You belong to
a liar, my dear friend. You are a lawyer, but I will teach
you. You are a blatant liar. You belong to the party that lies.
Criminal conspiracy.
Premeditated unlawful assembly. You assembled in the entrance of Commonwealth game. Congress was democratic enough to allow you.
What the court has said. And I quote in front of you, my dear friend. Listen to me. You are a lawyer, but I will teach you law.
We are not against this
lawyer, but I will teach you law.
Okay, you just keep on shouting.
Okay.
Just keep on shouting.
You know, depending on who is in power, everyone finds ways of justifying their action, even if it may seem over the top and excessive to an outsider. And unfortunately, it's the lay people like us who get caught in the middle. So I will give the final word to a lay person, Harshvardhan ji. The fact is, जो मैंने एक example quote किया था 2025 तेलंगाना का, जहाँ पर organized crime का section लगा था 2 journalists के ऊपर. Fact is that the court struck it down later. The court actually found that there was no ground to accuse them of organized crime. But the fact is, both parties will say, और यही पार्टी क्यों, कहीं TMC भी बोलेंगे, कहीं पे DMK भी बोलेंगे, they will say कि you have set the precedent, we are only following what you did earlier.
नहीं पद्मजा, मैं फिर से वही कह रहा हूं कि जो कुछ हुआ उस पर कोई तो एक्शन लिया जाएगा ना। और अगर कांग्रेस इसका भी मजाक बनाने की कोशिश कर रही है, और हमारे मित्र रक्षा रमैया कह रहे हैं कि नहीं इस तरह से तो, और मैं तो ये बेसिक क्या है, बेसिक ये है कि कांग्रेस इस तरह से देश के इतने बड़े आयोजन का मजाक बनाती है और उसके बाद उस गलती को एक्सेप्ट करने की बजाय राहुल गांधी से लेकर उदयभानु चिब तक उसको और बड़ा कर रहे हैं। बाकी मैं इससे सहमत हूं कि ये जो धाराएं लगी हैं इसमें से शायद ही ये कोर्ट में टिकेंगी। ये जो धाराएं आपने बताई ये तो कोर्ट में टिकने वाली नहीं है सारी। और जो सबसे बड़ी चीज है कि सत्ता पक्ष और विपक्ष के बीच में जो संवाद का स्तर है, जो बातचीत का स्तर है, वो बहुत नीचे चला गया है। ये डेमोक्रेसी के लिए अच्छा नहीं।
If that is where we are at, imagine the days that lie ahead of us. Eventually, though, thankfully, we have the courts. Unfortunately, gentlemen, I'm completely out of time. Let's see if the case actually holds up in court, because these are serious, serious charges indeed. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1. The other big story that we are getting to you today, and what a debate it has kicked off. C. Rajagopalachari instead of Edwin Lutyens. Sevatit instead of North Block and South Block. Keralam instead of Kerala. India is shedding its colonial past step by step for, as the Prime Minister called it, the Macaulay mindset could soon be a thing of the past. On Monday, President Droupadi Murmu unveiled the bust of the first and only Governor General of our country when it was independent, C. Rajagopalachari, at Rashtrapati Bhavan to replace the bust of Edwin Lutyens, the man who was the architect of New Delhi as we know it today. And that was enough to set off a wave of outrage. Some said that this was nothing more than an attempt to erase history, to try and rewrite it. Others mocked the BJP's obsession with changing and replacing things, while some even called for an apology to be rendered to the family of Edwin Lutyens. But is this really an outrage or an idea whose time has come? An erasure of history or reclaiming what really is India's actual history? Let's go across, in fact, to the guests who are joining us now. Professor Makhan Lal, historian, faces off against Dr. Ruchika Sharma, also a historian. Professor Makhan Lal, I want to start by asking you why? What does it achieve? And that's the question we are constantly asked. Can Edwin Lutyens and Rajaji not coexist?
Can you repeat your question? Can Lutyens Delhi not accommodate Rajaji?
No,
What was your question, please?
Can Rashtrapati
Padmaja
Bhavan,
ji?
can Rashtrapati Bhavan not accommodate Edwin Lutyens and Rajaji's bust? Can they not both coexist? What was the need to remove one in order to put the other?
Perfectly great question you have asked, and I admire your sense of history and also the question. Yark Road was known, Yark Road, now it is Motilal Nehru Road. Can both of them not accommodated? What about Rajendra Prasad Road was known as King Edward Road? Could they have not both accommodated? Maulana Azad Road was known as Queen's Road, Queen Victoria Road. Could they not have been accommodated both? Viceroy Lodge is today known as President House. Could President House not accommodated both the names, Lodge? And more than that, remember, Rajpath is a second name. First name was Kingsway. Janpath is second name. First name was Queensway. Could they not have been accommodated? Kingsway / Rajpath? These are all very questions asked by those people who try to see the history in one way, in a jaundiced way, and in a very unrealistic way. They forget the history. Today, when you ask that could they both have not existed together, my question is very simple. Queen Victoria / Rajendra Prasad Road could not have existed together, Yark Road, and there are hundreds of examples. And therefore, similarly, Parliament House was known as Imperial Legislative Assembly. Why do you made it Parliament House? You could have continued with Imperial or Imperial Legislative Assembly and Parliament House. Remember, you cannot carry your freedom as well as legacy of colonialism. You cannot carry your freedom along with the slavery. You have to disown something which was the past and bad. But disowning does not mean you have to forget it. You don't have to carry it on your back all the time. You have to keep in your mind. And therefore, I am of very firm opinion that the most appropriate thing has been there. Rajaji was not ordinary Indian. Remember, he was the first Indian occupant of that building. Before him, no Indian occupied a single room there. And therefore, it is most fitting thing that Rajaji's bust has been placed. As a historian, I must say, on my ignorance, I am shocked that a architect and planner's bust is there in the main building of Delhi. Where do you find anywhere else? Do you think there is anything at Red Square? Do you think there is anything in the in Parliament House of Britain, planner's bust, or in anywhere else? How long can you carry on the burden of slavery? Okay, let's take that question across to Dr. Ruchika Sharma. My view.
All right, so one point at a time. One, these two busts could not coexist simply because freedom and colonial occupation cannot coexist. Dr. Ruchika Sharma.
I actually disagree with what Professor Makhanlal is saying. But I agree with him as to why there should be a bust for Edwin Lutyens. I think there should be no bust at all. What New Delhi represents today is the sovereignty of India, and there is no great man culture that the sovereign India actually endorses. So neither Rajaji nor Edwin Lutyens' bust should ideally be there. However, be that as it may, I don't see, if we must have a bust, I don't see why Edwin Lutyens' bust should be a problem. He is not the Raj, he's the architect. He's the person who has actually built New Delhi by keeping into account the different Indian architectural traditions. So there is the Buddhist traditions, there is of course the Mughal architecture, as well as the Chhatris, etc., which is the Indic tradition, so taken from Mandu, taken from Gujarat. He made sure that he could incorporate all different kinds of Indian architectural traditions, all different kinds of different capitals of Delhi. So in one line you have the Indraprastha, which is considered the ancient capital of Delhi, then you had the Mughal Shah Jahanabad, and then you had the New Delhi, which is the modern city. So I don't see why there is a problem with Edwin Lutyens. My third point, of course, is also the fact And if we are replacing it with somebody, we must be very aware of the fact that if we think of Edwin Lutyens as problematic and representing of a colonial regime, then Rajaji's ideology was also in many ways very problematic. He was somebody, for example, who was anti-land reforms and supported the zamindari system. He believed that Hindu women, their ideal life is a domestic life, and therefore they should not inherit their father's property. He was somebody who believed in patrilineal inheritance. So when we are commemorating somebody with their bust, is that something that we are commemorating? Okay. I think that is a very important question that India needs to ask, which is why I think great men statues should actually not be there at all, because all great men have had very problematic opinions.
Okay,
and therefore we must not be commemorating either of these.
Professor
Padmaja, I don't want, this is not my nature in long career of 50 years as a historian. I don't get in argument with anyone. But let me tell you one thing. Whatever may be the policy and personal opinion of Rajaji may have, but let us remember one thing. Who made him the first governor, Indian Governor General of India? Congress Party, Nehru, Gandhi. If they were not knowing all these qualities which my friend is saying, I'm sorry, I don't know. Secondly, remember Rajaji was one of the most respected leaders of the Congress, and when he gave his idea about Pakistan in 1942, after Lahore Resolution, Jinnah had said, "Moth eaten Pakistan, I will not accept." But in 1947, Jinnah got exactly what Rajaji had proposed, and all Congress leaders in 1942 were against. But Jinnah and Congress leader agreed exactly what Rajaji said. Rajaji was, after Patel's death, Rajaji was also the Home Minister. He was the Chief Minister of this. Let us not belittle him about his opinion of lady in the house and lady on the street. We must learn to respect people to whichever shade they are. If they have been irreplaceable, they have been very important for nation's life. And therefore,
is Rajaji being diminished in order to bring some kind of false equivalence with Edwin Lutyens, who, let's face it, Dr. Ruchika Sharma, is nowhere even in the standing of C. Rajagopalachari. The man was outright racist. You spoke of, the architecture of India. He actually held Indian architecture in very, very low esteem. He said about Chhatris that Chhatris are stupid and useless things. And that's just the beginning. A few of the gems, some of the other gems about Edwin Lutyens, since we are talking about it for the benefit of our viewers. Here's what he has said repeatedly. And, he corresponded with his wife at that time. He spoke about Indian habits, about Indian people, Indian natives. I do not like Indians. I do not like being in India. This he wrote in his letter to his wife. Then subsequently, when he was traveling across the country, he said the natives are very difficult to deal with. In one of the correspondence, he even called Indians little niggers. They are very primitive people. I don't believe they are fit for self-government. Again, in a letter to his wife in 1918, when it comes to Indian architecture, what did he say? That the Indian does not understand our civilization and cannot be made to. So sure, you can have a problem with the worldview of Rajaji, but Edwin Lutyens is nowhere in comparison. Why is his legacy being diminished simply because this debate has started? Dr. Sharma.
I'm going to go back to my first point. I actually don't think there should be any bust at all. So neither should Edwin Lutyens' bust be there, neither should Rajaji's bust be there. Primarily because, and Professor Lal said it's a very small thing, Hindu woman on the streets, I don't think it's a small thing at all. As a Hindu woman, I take great offense to the fact that any man could have such an opinion that a woman belongs to a domestic life. Absolutely not. How dare you? I also do not think that, and I also do not take kindly to his views about the fact that Hindu women do not deserve inheritance of their parents. But since Jinnah has been brought here, and since Rajaji and Jinnah being one on the Pakistan plan, well, there are so many others that Professor Makhanlal very conveniently missed out. So was V.D. Savarkar, who was absolutely in favor of a two-nation theory and had ratified it even before the Lahore Resolution in 1937. In his speech, he very clearly mentions that he's absolutely okay with the two-nation theory, and he thinks that Hindu and Muslims cannot coexist. So I don't see I don't understand why only Rajaji is being singled out on
Okay,
that.
okay,
right?
but just to
And the
reiterate
third-
again, why do you think that Rajaji's bus should not be there? Because few of his thoughts or few of his opinions were problematic. So he doesn't deserve a place there as well.
No, I think nobody's bust should be there. This is the third time I'm repeating.
But he's an
myself. I
Indian
don't
hero.
think-
He was a freedom fighter.
I
Why
don't-
shouldn't he be
I don't-
commemorated in Rashtrapati Bhavan? He was the first resident of that building.
Because I have a right to my opinion, and I don't think great men bust or great men culture is
Rajaji, allow me
actually
to come in,
something
please.
that any nation should allow for. The nation is not made up of great men.
Okay.
The nation is made up of a constitution and its people and its sovereignty.
Okay,
We should
Professor
not be
Makhanlal, please,
allowing
because
a
I'll run
bust
out of
culture
time.
to exist.
Professor Makhanlal.
Let me make a historical correction. Two-nation theory was not propounded by Savarkar or RSS. In 1988, famous Marathi speech, 1888, not 1888, Sir Syed had said Hindus and Muslims are two nations, they cannot exist together. That speech is published, Google and you will find it. In 1905, when Muslim League was established, this was absolutely insisted upon why Muslim League is important. And number three, 1930 and 1931, Allama Iqbal was the president of Muslim League. 1930 speech was given at Allahabad. And you take Jinnah's Lahore speech, exactly he verbatim, not even comma and full stop change. He repeats Allama Iqbal's, and Allama Iqbal not only talked about ideology and Quran, but he talked about the Muslim nation geography. Sir Syed had not talked about geography. This Allama Iqbal, 1930 Allahabad speech, 17 long pages typed speech.
Okay.
He delineated the geography that this is the area of India which needs to be declared Pakistan, and that is what exactly they got.
Okay, unfortunately...
Number three.
Okay, unfortunately right now I'm
That does not mean
completely
that
and horribly
Savarkar
out
did
of
not-
time. I promise a longer debate only on this, on two-nation theory. But right now, on the issue of whether great men need to be remembered, commemorated by the country that they led through the freedom struggle, I leave to your judgment. And think about it. If you're going to be doing away with all statues, all busts, will we also then remove Gandhiji from our currency notes? I'll leave you with that thought. For the time being, Professor Makhanlal, Dr. Ruchika Sharma, thanks very much for having joined me here on The Buck Stops Here.
करियर से अर्ली रिटायरमेंट के लिए रेडी और अपने पैशन को करियर बनाने के लिए भी रेडी। पीएनबी मेटलाइफ रिटायरमेंट प्लान्स के साथ लॉक करें 10.2% गारंटीड एन्युटी रेट फॉर लाइफ ताकि आप रहे ऑलवेज रेडी। पीएनबी मेटलाइफ, ऑलवेज रेडी फॉर लाइफ।
We respect our loved ones lifelong too, don't we? Just like Tata Power Solar Roof, best quality solutions, lifelong service guarantee and unmatched expertise. Ye on the quality lifelong.
After the roaring success in Delhi, Hyderabad and Mumbai, the NDTV DP World PGTI Golf Pro-Am now travels to Ahmedabad. India's finest professionals, the city's most accomplished business leaders. Great golf, great company. NDTV DP World PGTI Golf Pro-Am. The course of champions, the conversation of leaders. 8th March, Kalhar Blues and Greens, Ahmedabad.
First India tour in your city. Rock on with Shankar Ehsan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go, grab your tickets.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones, brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Rajagopalachari, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
Expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your Automate.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what
Are you best equipped for where you are today?
I actually think of a lot of what I'm trying to do with preserve a balance of power against the natural grain of this technology.
If AI were to question itself, do you think it thinks it's consciousness?
This is one of these mysterious questions that we really don't have any kind of, answer to. We don't know what human consciousness is, and therefore we don't know if AIs have it.
What does Dario know that Nikhil and all of Nikhil's people do not?
Just extrapolating the simple curve or trying to reason out what will happen, leads you to these counterintuitive conclusions that almost no one believes.
करियर से अर्ली रिटायरमेंट के लिए रेडी और अपने पैशन को करियर बनाने के लिए भी रेडी। पीएनबी मेटलाइफ रिटायरमेंट प्लान्स के साथ लॉक करें 10.2% गारंटीड एन्युटी रेट फॉर लाइफ ताकि आप रहे ऑलवेज रेडी। पीएनबी मेटलाइफ, ऑलवेज रेडी फॉर लाइफ।
We respect our loved ones lifelong too, don't we? Just like Tata Power's solar roof, best quality solutions, lifelong service guarantee and unmatched expertise. Ye on the quality lifelong.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
First India tour in your city. Rock on with Shankar Ehsaan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go grab your tickets.
Sound check हो गया? Visuals ready? Lights okay? Everything is ready? Wait, are you ready? ये सिर्फ एक कॉन्सर्ट नहीं है. This is my life. This is my story. One night, no repeats. Book your tickets now.
इनको यहाँ से जाना ही होगा.
जय मां दुर्गा! There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
TMC जावे, BJP आसमे.
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
BJP double engine সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে.
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defiant interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV. After the roaring success in Delhi, Hyderabad and Mumbai, the NDTV DP World PGTI Golf Pro-Am now travels to Ahmedabad. India's finest professionals, the city's most accomplished business leaders. Great golf, great company. NDTV DP World PGTI Golf Pro-Am. The course of champions, the conversation of leaders. 8th March, Kalhar Blues and Greens, Ahmedabad.
First India tour in your city. Rag on with Shankar Ehsaan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go, grab your tickets.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington.
Welcome to the NDTV in.ai Summit. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Rishi Sunak.
You're also a former Prime Minister in a room full of AI engineers. Society has compulsions which are very different from the motives that drive these AI companies.
Rahul, you make an excellent point, which is, you said, you're a kind of politician in a room full of engineers. My mother-in-law was one of the first female engineers at Telco. My brother-in-law is a computer scientist, and my father-in-law founded a software company. I said if I can keep up with them at family dinner, I can probably handle the summit discussions.
Sam Altman's been traveling the world asking for a global body for regulation. But given the fact that there is such a rupture in terms of what China is building, there are serious concerns about how this technology should be regulated.
Is sort of this two paths, right? One path is this is so powerful that only a small number of people should control this and should be able to make decisions about it. There's another view, and that is to democratize this, get this into as many hands of as many people as possible, that people are generally good. And
OpenAI has formally told US lawmakers Chinese AI startups like DeepSeek are using models like distillation to steal from OpenAI's research.
AI companies out of China, are basically sort of bombarding our model to take as much of the IP or underlying model information as possible.
AI is coming for your job, and there's going to be mass-scale displacement. We have seen the impact on the IT services sector already, and that's already showing up in stock indices as well.
AI is a very powerful force. It will have an impact on jobs. It's going to change every jobs. Some jobs will be lost. A lot of new jobs will be created. When a company becomes more productive, typically its profits will go up. And if its profits go up, then it is able to hire more people. I do believe that with AI, it's actually going to create more jobs and is going to help the economy overall.
AI systems start becoming more capable, more autonomous, smarter and intelligent. What happens to human control?
I personally am getting emails from AI systems on a regular basis to tell me that it's conscious, that it's demanding its rights as a conscious being.
What's that one message that Professor Stuart Russell would give to AI companies, to regulators and policymakers?
The scenarios are so grim that the best case would be a Chernobyl-scale disaster. because that would get governments to regulate.
And Professor Stuart Russell is very clear in the responsibility that big tech and AI majors need to have with regard to this transformative technology, and he clearly believes we're not doing enough.
Issues that you're raising are very important. AI is too important not to regulate, and it's also not too important not to regulate well.
Right.
So I think both can be true. So I think it's important that we think about what are the right rules, what are the right ways to think about being responsible.
Will I be able to build the app on Immersion faster and sooner than my delivery comes on an app like Dunzo?
I think for most apps, yes. Yeah, simple apps, yeah.
I've got a sort of preview pair of the same glasses. Glasses that you're wearing right now have viraled. What those glasses have actually been doing,